Hello everybody, again Frank DeMore with the Last Chronicles of Planet Earth. You're on my YouTube channel, but I'd like to invite you to go to my prophecy site, which you see right here, highlighted in white behind the red backdrop, and it's BibleProphecyMan.com. And if you're new, please just scroll down, you'll see the banner of my book. Below that banner you'll find a link in red to October 28th. That's the book download for free. And believe me, there's more information in that book than you're going to find on the market. And it's coming to you absolutely free, no strings attached. Right now, I want to get into a prophecy to show you that there are things taking place that you should be well aware of. Maybe you're watching the news and you don't even know how to make the connection. But there is a strong warning in the book of Revelation, and this statement was made by Jesus Christ concerning the Antichrist and how he was going to control the world in the end times. This is taken from Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 through 18. And of course, this is from my book. This comes from chapter 1, but I'm quoting what Jesus said. And he causes all, both small and great, rich or poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell. Say he that had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So the Lord is telling us that the Antichrist is going to control everything, and we know that this is the world economy, because if you can't buy and you can't sell, which is part and parcel for the economy of being in the marketplace, if you can't buy or sell anything, that means you're X'd out of the program. You're going to have to fend for yourself, for everything, for food, for water, for whatever it is that you wouldn't be able to buy in the store. So we know that this is how this Antichrist globally will be able to control. Now, in order for that to happen, obviously, there has to be a global database, and this is coming into fruition as the years go by. Now, I want to show you some news. Let me go, first of all, to this is a release that came out, and you'll see 2004 right here. It's by the Groceries Manufacturers of America, the Food Marketing Institute, and also the National Association of Chain Drug Stores. They've combined, they're coming together. Under for what? Well, for a database. You see the data synchronization of fundamental to RFID. This is radio frequency identification success, according to the latest GMA, FMI, and obviously the NACDS report. In February 19, 2004, retail and customer products companies must continue to drive implementation of data standards, item registry, and data synchronization if they are to take full advantage of advantaged collaborative technologies such as the electronic product code and radio frequency identification, according to the new action plan for electronic collaboration in the industry. So they're coming together, they're merging, trying to figure out how that they can use these electronic RFID chips to work for their advantage, and according it's supposed to be, to the public's advantage for safety reasons and whatnot. It says the plan, connect the dots, harnessing collaborative technologies to better deliver value to customers, was commissioned by the Grocery Manufacturers of America, the Food Marketing Institute, and the National Association of the Chain Drug Stores, and developed by the consulting firms A.T. Kearney and Kurt Solomon Associates. Is based on interviews with more than 100 executives at 80 retail customer packaging goods. And then when you scroll down, you'll get more information about the RFID and what they want to do. But there's a lot of information I want to give to you. But right now, just know this. This was back in 2004, merging together for this new database. And it goes further than that, because it goes into your health, The Obama administration has put out this new care plan, and it's linked up to chips in the health care plan as well. But let me go on and show you the next phase here. You'll see this is from the government USDA, Department of Agriculture. And you'll see here the biometric use and technology for reduce fraud. Now, one thing that I wanted to show you here, if you click onto this, you will see Introductory to Biometric Identification Technology Capabilities and Applications to the Food Stamp Program. You're going to have to excuse my dog, he's protecting me here. And this shows the fraud program that they want to implement to cut down on the fraud, and they're going to use these biometric methods and the new technologies to do that. It says, in the continuing of efforts to safeguard the technology of the food stamp program, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Food and Nutrition Service initiated this study of the use of biometric identification technology in the SFP as a method of reliable verifying the identity of applicants. Biometric identification and the potential to reduce the vulnerability of the food stamp program to duplicate participation, which has also been referred to as double dipping or fraud. Now, how are they going to get rid of the fraud? Well, if you can use chipping under the skin, this is one of the technologies through this biometric technologies that they would like to use, or which they can use to make sure that people are who they say they are and they're not stealing from the government. Now let me go to another. This is from the Department of Agriculture. And in this, it shows you, let me pull this up here for you. It says the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Washington, D.C. Advisory Committee on the Biometric and the 21st Century Agriculture, Tuesday, August the 30th, 2011. Agriculture, this is the secretary, he's making remarks. And in this, he'll give you more information. I don't have, as you can see, it's fairly long, but I'm not going to read it all here. I'm going to post the link for you so that you can read it. But the main purpose for me putting this up here is to show you that they've been getting together, forging their power bases here to bring this new technology. And you can see here, it's coming from the U.S. Department. With these advisory committees coming together with these biometric systems. So now we have here is, again, it goes on to say, this report presents an overview of the biometric identification technology with particular attention to its practical use to improve the integrity of the SFP. It briefly describes some of the major technologies, summarizes their capabilities, gives examples of applications, and discusses issues that should be considered in evaluating biometric identification technology. It pays particular attention to applications of the technology to the FSP or to other welfare programs. So again, this is a long article, but the bottom line is this. What the Lord told us in His Word, that they would be marking you in your hand or in your forehead. And if you can't buy anything and you can't sell anything, well, let me tell you something. When you read articles like this, you know fully where it's going. All right, they're connecting to bring this database together using the technology that they can place in the skin to make sure that it's you who is actually you, and not only that, to make sure that you're the person, but also to get information about you, and it would be used as the chips. Now, when you take a look at this article, the HDMI teams up with the NACDS to examine RFID. It says the Healthcare Distribution Management Association, here's the letters for it, is coordinating with RFID Health Care Industry Adoption Summit, which will be held from November the 13th through November 16th at the Hyatt Regency. It says the event is billed as the first ever educational summit devoted to radio frequency identification and implementation across the entire pharmaceutical supply chain. And the other co-sponsor is the National Association of Chain Drugstores, using the RFID, again, linking up with these programs, food, drugs, medicine, everything that you're going to need in the future. When they're linking up here, all links back to one thing: the warning that Jesus gave to us in the last days. And it is coming. It's rapidly coming. You're going to see and hear more news about this, especially if the Obama health care plan does not get put down, and that they do use the chips for that. That would be disastrous. Now, recently, there's been a lot of problems with the number of people going on to food stamps, and the more people who come on board, the more they're going to push for these databases, and they're going to try to get use of the chips. That's a given here, or a no-brainer. Now, one of the articles today I just read, it says woman denied food stamps, kills herself and shoots 2 kids. I'll put this up for you, but this just shows you that the United States is in deep problems. More people are using food stamps than ever before, and it's just something that it's happening now. But as I said, it's the road leading to the this program, or the Revelation chapter 13. Now, one of the things that I wanted to point out to you is was a side note here that I wanted to show you by the number of people. This is in my book, showing you about the food stamp program. It says, here's the side note. Number 15 stated there were 39.68 million Americans using on food stamps. And to briefly show you what's going on here, I brought down, I'm going to highlight this here for you, in August, because that number went up to 45.8 million people using the food stamps. And the more people lose their jobs, hundreds of thousands of people are losing their jobs in the United States just about every single month. The number is climbing, and that's up 12% from a year ago, 34% higher than 2 years ago. And so the more people who come on board in the United States, and the more fraud that they are going to have, and as they've been having, and this is why they want these biometric devices to be implemented, the quicker you'll see the results of the fulfillment of that prophecy. I'm going to scroll down here so you can get a good hold of it. You'll see the fulfillment of what Jesus warned about putting a mark in your forehead or in your hand. Now, this is the only generation, by the way, who could have ever done this. And Daniel 12:4 told us that our generation, the last generation, would be known for 2 things. One of those things is increased knowledge. And with the increased knowledge that this generation has, with the new technologies and the computers, you see that systems that they want to implement that are being set in stone, one stone after another, is definitely leading to Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 through 18. It will happen. It's going to happen. Every word that God has spoken in prophecy is either already passed, or we're in the process of seeing it being laid out for us in the very near future. Please pay attention and give your life to the Lord Jesus Christ. The jokes are over. Christ is coming back, and he's going to come back soon. God bless.